Welcome back, everybody. It's Sarcasm Speaks. Jared and Bob coming at you. It feels like we haven't done one in a while, but I feel like we haven't actually changed our schedule at all.
Nope. Just Sunday, Tuesday.
Yeah, and maybe it's just there's been a lot going on between Tuesday and today. I guess I had a bunch of NFL playoff games. I had two interviews, a job offer, an accepting of a job. I was going to actually save this for my final thought, but fuck it. I'll fire it off as my opening thought, I guess, and come up with another one and later on. I got a new job.
Yes.
So if you guys have been listening to the show for, I don't know, at least a month, you would know that I left my previous job. If you've also noticed that there were a couple episodes missing, like the episode, I think 311, maybe
episode 311 or the
13.
band 311.
Yeah. Both. It's because I had to just nuke them because I didn't want to edit it out and all kinds of other shit. But I don't work at my job. I quit my job. I was unemployed. I was gainfully unemployed for a month. And just that, actually, as a quick aside, that whole process, absolute fucking joke, by the way. I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy. I like to entertain them purely for entertainment purposes. But like, you know, and obviously this is a fun show and we make jokes and we always talk about them and shit, but like, I don't really believe most of them. However, but then also there's like always little grains of truth in conspiracy theories, which make them conspiracy theories and which may find them, you know, most people find them appealing because of that. So this whole thing about this great resignation that everyone's been talking about, we talked about it on the show. 4.5 million people quit their jobs in the month of November. The highest like ever, I think. I don't know what the numbers are for December. I don't know if they've been counted yet because we're still technically in January. I don't know how long it takes to count shit. But let's say roughly also still around 4.5, maybe a little bit less, we'll call it. Call it 4 million. That's 8.5 million people that have quit their jobs roughly, let's say, in the last 2 months or so. They call it the Great Resignation in the media. And we've talked about this again, previous episodes, how people are quitting their jobs, but the unemployment rate seems to not really be that, not really change and not really be affected. Which leads you to believe that like people are either dropping out of the unemployment workforce, which again, in order to be considered unemployed, you have to be filed for unemployment. So me personally, I do not count against the unemployment percentage in the country because I have not filed for unemployment benefits because I was ineligible because I quit my job. Also, people that, you know, when you use up your benefits, say it's like 40 weeks. Once you use up your 40 weeks, you come off the list. So it's all fake numbers, right? We've talked about that too. Statistics can be changed around. So everyone's like, oh, look, the unemployment rate's super low. It's like, yeah, well, people probably have been on for so long that their benefits ran out. So now the number just drops. They're still not getting jobs, right? That's the whole point. The whole point of this is people aren't getting jobs. However, the narrative has been that oh, jobs are hurting. Everywhere's hiring. Dude, everywhere's hiring. The job places are hurting so bad. They need help, right? Everywhere needs help. Oh, we just need help. We're hiring. Okay. Well, I am not exaggerating because I looked at this yesterday. I've applied to 36 different jobs in the last month on my Indeed profile because it shows you how many, obviously, you've applied to. 36 jobs. I probably heard back from 6. I actually moved forward with 3. I was offered a job by 1.5. Because one of them offered me a part-time job because that's the Fit Factory place. I didn't tell you this. I talked to Bill on the phone the other day. Fit Factory came back and offered me a job, but it was part-time because what they're going to do, the North Attleboro location, is apparently so bad. I don't know if they want me to talk about this on air, but I don't care. It's not like we're famous. There's like 70 people that listen to this or watch it on YouTube. Don't forget to hammer the thumbs up, like button, all that shit.
Also, they would make you sign something if they didn't want you talking about it.
Yeah, true. So what they came back and told me was they could only offer me a part-time job because the North Attleboro location cannot financially support a full-time fitness director. So they offered me a part-time assistant fitness director job. And what they're going to do is take the guy who runs the Foxborough Club and just have him do both. Whatever. Long story short, they offered me a job, but like kind of, it's not really. I can't accept a part-time job. Dude, I got fucking bills and a mortgage and shit. Like, I can't do that. So 36 jobs I've applied to in the last month.
How many of 36, because I know the process you went through, how many of the 36 would you say were Hail Marys? Because I know you said fuck it and threw your name in the ring for a couple that like you.
Yeah, define a Hail Mary, like a job that I don't qualify for, or like, a field that's way out of nothing that has anything to do with me.
I guess perhaps both. Like one where you, because did you apply to DraftKings?
Yes.
Okay.
I applied to like 5 different positions at DraftKings. Didn't get any of them.
So the only thing is with DraftKings, I guess Hail Mary is the wrong word. Strong reach, because truthfully, for you to work at DraftKings, I don't think you have any relevant qualifications or experience. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because your degrees are in strength and conditioning, exercise science. Your previous experience is social work. Yep. Yeah, you got like a year. Did you end up doing 2 years under Bob? Or did you only do a year and a half?
2.
Okay, so you got 2 years of management, but at a graduate assistant level. They're probably looking for someone in the fields that you actually applied for. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, a couple of them were literally just like, it was like a VIP management role. So like the people that are the VIP member, it's a customer service role, essentially. You deal with like the customers that are in the VIP program in whatever state. I applied for like Arizona, Pennsylvania, whatever. It was all remote. It's all remote stuff.
I know, but you like that's the
so
thing. So
some of them, like there was the reach was to be the district manager of public storage, like Public Storage LLC, like that company. Like I applied to be like the district manager. Like that's an absolute that's a Hail Mary.
I think Hail Mary was the wrong word. I think it's strong reach, where you did apply for some jobs that were outside of your education, experience, and like relevant qualifications. If you know, like, obviously the easy one is the fitness jobs you applied for.
Right. But even some of those, I never heard back anything.
Yeah, I mean, that will happen because you had and that's the hardest part, is you had a 4-5 year gap.
Yeah, 4 and change. Call it 5.
Some companies don't like that. Like, like it doesn't matter that you have a master's degree in whatever. It doesn't matter that you worked at all these places. It's because in the last 5 years, you have nothing.
Right. That's ultimately why I didn't get the YMCA job.
Yeah. And it's probably why you didn't get a call back on some other ones. Yeah.
So either way, right? Like there was one job where Amy's sister's boyfriend works at the company. It's a machine job, but it was to be like a manager of like a project manager at like a machine shop place. Yeah. And the guy, the boyfriend was like, yeah, no, I'll talk to my boss, whatever. And he came back and was like, yeah, no, he looked at your stuff, but he wants someone with more experience. So I was like, all right, whatever. But like, that's been the whole thing this entire time. Right. So 36 jobs that I've applied to. I even applied to be the manager of a Dunkin' Donuts. Never heard back. I applied to be the general manager of a U-Haul. Never heard back. I did actually get an email back from a Mosquito Mary's, which for those of you that don't live in the area, it's a insect control company. And to be the manager over there, they sent me an email like, hey, we really like your resume, all that stuff. Send us a couple dates you're available for interviews. Sent them the dates, then never heard back from them. So my whole point is 36 job applications, heard back from 6, like engaged in conversations with 6. Made it through the process with 3 and got offered by 1.5. So my new job that starts tomorrow, again, they're not going to listen to this. Not super thrilled about it. But
yeah, I mean, you could have said that though about anything getting back into the industry.
Yeah. But it's full-time. It's got benefits that I don't qualify for 90 days anyway. So that's pretty awesome. I got to figure out what to do with health insurance still in the meantime. Because I think I would probably no longer qualify for Mass Health because I'm employed, but my employer won't give me health insurance yet. So that's going to be fun to figure out.
You probably are okay Mass Health wise, because if you don't qualify to get it through your employer, then you should still be eligible that way. And in terms of the penalty, you cannot have it for a certain amount of time. I don't know how much it is.
Yeah.
But I know that if you can have a lapse in coverage, especially under your circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, either way, I got a new job. It's to be the assistant personal training director at LA Fitness, which is not far from my house. And it's literally just a sales job. Has almost nothing to do with training. It's just sales.
Do you have the option to train if you want to?
I think the only thing that I train is clients that I'm trying to sign to deals. I believe I do not have any of my own personal clients. My job is literally to be a salesperson and sell packages. Whatever, and it's one of those things, like I told Bill the other day. I mean, I'm going to wake up tomorrow, go to work, get through it, and then fucking go from there. I don't really have a choice. But like right now, I'm like stuck in the whole purgatory between like being a huge bitch about it, being like, it's not what I want. I don't want to do this. This sucks. Like the hours blow. My only days off. My days off. Shout out to Nick, friend of the show. He gets it. My days off now are Tuesday and half day on Wednesday. So I get 1.5 days off now during the week, full day Wednesday. And then I only work full day Tuesday. I only work Wednesday nights. So I'm right there with you, Nick. Shit fucking schedule. I got to sell programs. You know what I mean? It's one of those, like I said, like I'm being a bitch about it. I'm complaining because I don't like it. I don't want to do it. But it's one of those things where I got to suck it the fuck up, go and do it. And what I said to Bill was, I got to go and just absolutely fucking murder the sales game and then force them to pay me and ideally promote me to the director position. Because then once you become the director, your hours go back to traditional Monday through Saturday. So it's like split days, Monday through Friday, whatever. But then Saturday, you only work like 9 to 1, which is fine. So like, I'm just going to go and I'm just going to fucking grit my teeth and I just got to go and sell the shit out of all this stuff, which I know I'm going to be able to do. Right. Like I talked to this guy who hired me. He's from Medford. He's a typical sales guy.
So bad.
Fast talking, kind of takes over the conversation, likes to steer it in whichever way, doesn't like to really answer my questions when I ask them, like gives me the runaround a little bit. he even said to me, because he looked at my thing and was like, oh, wow, you got a CSCS and you were a part-time professor at Bridgewater? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, all right, listen, the stuff we do here is not on that level. He goes, well, we talk to our clients. He was talking about like, we tell them that they need resistance training. And now these are his words. He goes, we tell them like, people want to lose fat, in order to burn 1/3 of the fat cell, that's the cardio. And you burn 2/3 of the fat cell through resistance training and all this. And I'm thinking in my head, like, holy shit, dude,
is health insurance really worth it?
You're like the regional vice president, whatever the fuck of this. Like, you're talking to me about you burn 2/3 of a fat cell by resistance training. And now anyone that's listening that's in the field, like you understand what he's getting at, but he's way wrong.
It's fucking wrong.
The premise behind what he's saying is like, when you have more muscle mass, in order to maintain that muscle mass, it requires more calories, right? So that's like what I used to tell my clients is the rich get richer, right? So people that are shredded and are super like very muscular, their resting metabolic rate is higher because their body requires more calories to keep all that muscle. So it's the rich get richer, right? That's why people that are shredded seemingly can just pretty much eat whatever the fuck they want for the most part, as long as they don't go off the rails and they still stay active. It's because they have a higher resting metabolic rate. And like, again, we don't have to get into that. This isn't a fucking, exercise science podcast, but to look at me and be like, you burn 2/3 of the fat cells through resistance training. I'm like, all right, dude, that is dumbed down past the level of dumb that I am comfortable with.
That's the thing is it's just that's the thing is like dumbed down. It's a fucking lie.
Yes.
That's where I like, they're fucking lying about that one.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. 1000%. So again, I am very confident in my ability to go in and sell this. Again,
the other thing too is
whatever the trainers do is up to the trainers. Like, I'm not a trainer. I don't know the structure yet, right? Tomorrow's my first day. So I don't know if I'm responsible for a team. Like, say there's 25 trainers in the gym. I don't know if like the assistant trainer has like a team of 7, the director has like a team of whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know what the structure of this business is. But my job is sales, pretty much. It just so happens that it's in the fitness world. So again, as it stands, not super thrilled, but I'm very confident in my ability to go in and do very well, because I'm not a complete and utter fucking moron.
Yes, you are.
Well, yeah, but not in that realm.
You can just hide it.
And I can sell shit. Like, I'm pretty good at talking. Obviously, we've got over probably almost 400 hours of my dumbass voice on the internet. Pretty good at talking to people and selling shit. Like, I can sell shit. You know what I mean? Like, let me be more clear. I can sell personal training. It's very easy.
Sell me that pencil.
Yeah. I'm selling fucking medical devices to doctors or prescription medicine to shit. I don't know. I probably couldn't do that. I can sell personal training to people. So, it is what it is. So that'll be that. So today is my last Sunday off, until I decide to quit this job or I get promoted. I don't know. So obviously, I mean, our recording schedule luckily doesn't have to change, right? Because I'm out of work by 3 on Sundays and my days off are Tuesday. So our Sunday, Tuesday model still works just fine. But the one thing that does blow is the hours during the week are like 9 to 1 and then 3:30 to 7:30.
You do understand how much better that is than what it could be, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it could be 5 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah. Or it could even be, 5 to 11, 3 to 8. What is that? Does that come out to 9?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, 5 to 11, 3 to 8. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. 6 to noon and that. Yeah.
Yeah. Could be way worse. And luckily the club is 15 minutes from my house. So if I get out of work at 7:30, I should be home before 8 o'clock.
Are you going to be able to do your side gig?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to have enough time. I spent some time talking to Bill about that too. Which is why
I meant from a competitive perspective. No, because you're not training, right?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a trainer.
So you're not training.
Yeah. And I'm not like, it's one of those, like, I'm not going to take any of the clients from LA Fitness. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty straightforward. Like that's just a no, like regardless, like you just don't do that. That's a great way, especially with a company like LA Fitness. That's a national fucking corporation. Like, no, you don't fuck with that kind of money. They have lawyers that are very probably high powered on retainer. Like it's not worth it. Just don't take any clients from them.
Right.
You know, so because I'm pretty sure LA Fitness is not a franchise company. I'm pretty sure they're all like it's privately owned by one dude. It's not like Fitness Together. So Fitness Togethers are franchises. So like the person that owns the franchise is the owner. So like if you fuck around with them and like you have a non-compete and they try and it's like gets messy, the owner of the Fitness Together has to pony up the fucking bill. Like it's coming out of his pocket for lawyers' fees and shit.
Right.
Like you're a lot more likely to get away with something than you are, like I said, a national corporation that is LA Fitness.
Yeah, it has nothing better to do.
Yeah, exactly. So
we're paying the lawyers anyway, so may as well make them go after this person who has no money just to fucking stick it to them.
Yeah, exactly. So moral of the story is none of my clients will be LA Fitness clients. Which I guess I can throw that for the first time out on the podcast. I waited. I didn't want to talk about it until everything was like pretty much done. I got my own business too. I started that up. So if you're listening right now, wherever you are, maybe you're that person in Colorado. We lost the person in Alabama. They only downloaded one. There's only been one download in Alabama. So they listened to whatever episode they listened to. And I was like, fuck these guys. So wherever you are, all over the country, it's a virtual business. The business is called Total Posture and Performance. Shameless plug here. You can get me on Instagram at total_posture_performance. My whole goal is to fix your pain, help you live pain-free, whether it's neck pain, shoulder pain, back, knee, hip, all that stuff. It's all regarded to your posture. A lot of people spend tons of time in front of a computer, doing all kinds of fucked up shit. And you don't realize that if your spine is out of alignment, it might throw one thing off on your shoulder. So, or even if you have a past injury too, if your right shoulder's all messed up, could eventually lead to, left hip issues and right knee problems and all that fun stuff all the way down the chain. So the whole point is if you're in pain, you're living in pain, reach out to me. I will do everything I can to help you. It's a custom program. Whatever you get is designed specifically for you. You get a free introduction and consultation. You get custom program that has videos, guys. It has videos. Like when you get the exercise program and you see something and you don't know what it is, it's a hyperlink. You click on the name of the exercise or the movement or whatever it is, and it's a video of my dumbass doing the stuff and a narration of how to do it also.
Could I pay extra to get someone else doing the videos?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I probably have to pay someone else. So it's a net neutral. Whatever money comes in goes directly to that person. You get all kinds of stuff. You meet with me 20 minutes every week for a check-in. There's all kinds of stuff. Go to the website, totalpostureperformance.com. All that stuff is in there. And again, I don't know. Maybe let me know if you listen to the podcast, right? If you're a podcast listener, I'll give you a discount. We'll go from there. I don't know how much, maybe 10%, maybe 15. I don't know. You got to reach out to me first. So if you listen to the podcast, you got to let me know, find me Total Posture Performance, and we'll go from there. So that's my shameless plug for the day. And my updated work situation. So now all that bullshit's out of the way. Let's talk about dumb shit. People being dumb, right? The United Kingdom, they're really good at it. They like to drink their tea and they get mad when we dump it all in the ocean. But Boris Johnson, who's the prime minister, the United Kingdom, just announced the other day that they are removing their mask mandates and everything. All COVID-19 restrictions gone. They're done.
I don't know if it's like federal, but like for their equivalent of a federal level, right?
Yeah, at a parliamentary level, whatever you want to call
it. What do they have after that? Like provinces or kingdoms or
fiefdoms? I don't know.
City states?
yeah. Villages? I don't know how.
Counties? Is county there?
Probably counties, because isn't that like Wales and Essex and like all? I think Wales is its own country, actually.
Wales is its own country.
But like Essex, I think, is a county.
Like, what's London? I mean, I know London's a city. Don't fucking answer that. But like, what's it a part of?
I'm a city. I don't know, because they're not that big, right? Like the I'm blanking. Britain, Jesus Christ, Britain isn't that big, right? So I don't know if they have states or if they have counties. I'm pretty sure they have counties. Sussex, I think. Sussex County, Essex County. I don't know. Whatever. Because then the United Kingdom is more. So then that's Great Britain, Wales, Ireland, right? Northern Ireland is its own country, right? Or something. Or Ireland is its own country. Northern Ireland is part of the UK.
Yeah, Ireland is its own country. What's Britain?
Britain is the country of Britain. That's where London is. Yeah.
Great Britain is England?
England. Yeah, I don't know.
So the UK is the four of them.
The UK is what? Great Britain, Wales, Ireland,
and stop saying Great Britain, because I think Great Britain is something else. I don't think Great Britain and England are synonyms.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Makes sense.
But
that probably makes sense.
Let's do this.
What is Great Britain?
So the UK is England, Scotland.
Okay.
England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland.
Okay.
That's the UK.
Okay. So the UK is what announced they were removing all their COVID-19 stuff.
Great Britain is those three, except for Northern Ireland.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. Stupid. The Northern Ireland thing's like a whole thing.
Yeah, I know there was a whole bunch of shit there, but
so it's like really what you should have is Ireland and Great Britain. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
But this Northern Ireland fucks it all up, and that's why it's UK.
So then literally the next day. So like Boris Johnson goes out and says, like, we're dropping all the government, like no more COVID-19 regulations. We're done. He literally goes, we're done. Again, at least at the federal level. Literally the next day, Ireland, which is the one country that's not part of the fucking UK.
No, it's its own thing.
In that one little area. Ireland goes, oh yeah, by the way, us too. Yeah, we'll do the same thing. We're done. We're also done. So in the matter of 2 days, you have that whole section of the world that is those two islands, right? The Great Britain and then fucking the Ireland island. Both are like, yeah, we're good. We're all set with this bullshit. We're not doing this anymore. And it's like, oh, okay. So that's it. Like, we're just done. We're done. But meanwhile, us assholes in the United States are still fucking arguing over masks. Right? Because that's the new thing now. There was a potential. It didn't actually go through, but there was rumors that the CDC was going to change the mask mandate for schools, because we all know how deadly this thing is for kids, right? Over the last 2 years, it's the science, because we follow the science. It shows that it's been super deadly for kids, right? They wanted to change the mandate to all schools, you have to wear N95s, because I think it was the assistant director of the CDC came out like last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, and literally admitted that cloth masks don't do anything.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, if you're wearing a cloth mask, like it really doesn't do anything. Here we are 2 years later.
Well, remember though, they did say that at first.
Yeah.
But people forgot.
Yeah.
They did say at first, and this is before any mask mandates ever existed. People were talking about how you should have an N95 mask, not the cloth masks and whatever.
Right.
And then it became, because I remember going on the rant because like when masks weren't readily available, they were like, well, you could use a piece of fabric like a t-shirt. And I'm like, a fucking t-shirt? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I remember that part.
Yeah, I remember that rant.
But that was because there wasn't enough supply around. 2 years later, everyone has enough supply. So there are enough masks and whatever. Should have got a job at a mask factory.
Yeah,
probably not long-term secure, but they probably need help.
Yeah.
But that was like the thing is it started with you should have an N95 mask. And I remember some people were saying, if you're not going to wear an N95, there's really no point.
Right.
Because I think is the N95 the one with the respirator on it?
No.
Okay. Then is there one that has like a vent or something?
Yeah. And they said don't
or a
use
valve.
That. Yeah, they said don't use that one.
I'm thinking I might be wording my words wrong. Regardless, though, they basically they said that like straight out, and it was because the doctors and hospitals didn't have enough supply, so they didn't want all of us idiots running out and buying up the supply. That's how that started.
Right. Right.
Then it was mask up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, or you're gonna kill your grandmother. And then here we are, and that lasted a while. That did. And now here we are. The cloth masks don't work again. Should be wearing an N95, which is back to where it started. But then when you bring that up, everyone backpedals because they still want everyone to believe that wearing something is better than wearing nothing. So they look at it like when the CDC comes out and says, yeah, cloth masks aren't really that good at stopping the transmission, but they might be better than not wearing one at all. And it's like, well, are they? Or what does that even mean?
Yeah. Are they or aren't they?
Pick one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, you should really wear an N95 if you can. Because it's like, why? Oh, well, the cloth masks aren't that good at stopping transmission. Okay, well, what if we can't get N95s? Oh, then another one's okay. It's like, no.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
This isn't how this should fucking work.
Yeah.
It's either, and this is how like they get themselves stuck in a corner, and then a government body just puts in a mandate and says, fuck it.
Yeah.
Listen or don't. I don't really know. But it's like, do the cloth masks really stop transmission? Probably not. If we're being 1,000% honest, they probably don't.
Right.
I'm just not buying that. So do 2 people wearing one stop the spread? Maybe. I don't fucking know. Like, I really don't fucking know. I'm not smart enough to know. I don't really care either. So then the CDC comes out and goes, well, you should really be wearing an N95. And then if you were to ask why, well, they would say it's a better mask. Okay. So we should stop wearing the other ones. No. You should still wear the other ones because they're better than nothing, but they're not very good. It's like,
yeah.
What? Why? Then why? Why did you come out and say anything?
Yeah, it's all about the optics.
Or is big N95 mask now getting in the pocket of the CDC where they want everyone buying the N95s?
Yeah,
because they bumped up production on them. Probably took them.
Who's that? Was that 3M? 3M is probably that company. DuPont, like
whoever,
all those companies.
I don't know who supplies this shit. Probably Pfizer at this point.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Yeah.
Have
So
you seen all those like that?
yeah, I
That
think
thing?
you sent it to me one time. It was a
Yeah.
compilation.
Yeah. So it's just it's fucking stupid,
It's
right?
a clown show.
And I'm I'm gonna put one foot out there as I'm not taking a victory lap, right? I can't, right? Because I have nothing to victory lap on. But I'm gonna say I'm getting close. That my prediction that this thing is just gonna kind of like disappear. Then I'm gonna be furious. And then by like July, August, the narrative will be, oh, we beat it. And it was because of everything that we did. So by the way, now you should vote for us in November.
Just wait until you can't find the statistics anymore.
Yeah. February 2nd.
Like the statistics that show. No, not even that. But like, so right now, if I Google, and I'll do it live. And yes, I still use Google, not fucking
DDG.
quack quack.
Quack, quack.
So if I just Google COVID cases MA, I don't really know what it, okay, this is from the New York Times, but I don't really care that it is. I don't give a fucking, I do not give a shit.
Yeah.
So the trend line, which if you're looking and
Yeah.
if you're watching on YouTube, you can see,
Yep.
this is cases. Where the fuck did it go? Can't
Yeah.
see
Can you
it
just
anymore.
tap the screen? There you go. I was gonna say it had to focus on the screen because the screen's super bright. So
Oh,
the camera
whatever.
has to like focus in.
Anyway, all it is just it's a linear. So I guess I'll do it this way. It goes like this.
Yep.
In terms of cases.
Yeah.
So if I flip it around and go to deaths in Massachusetts, my little ticker,
Mm-hmm.
you now can only get this info from October of 21. You used to be able to get it from March of 20, where deaths was way up here.
Yep.
And it just went like that.
Yeah.
So now the trend line, so they have already done it. I didn't even know they were doing this. I fucking just found it live.
Yeah.
So now the death trend line is steadily going up. But that's only because it's going back to October of 21. You don't see the massive drop off from the
April
first
of 2020
6 weeks of it.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that with all these mask mandates and all these vaccines and all this shit, and now you're hiding some of the data from me being able to just Google it. I can probably find the data if I need to, but I'm not, because I used to be able to just see it right here.
Right.
So now we're seeing positive trend lines in both deaths and cases with all the stuff.
Yeah.
So now actually, New York Times, you probably want to go back to the other one, because I know you're probably listening to me. Listen, because you're out there, you're listening, you single entity.
They listen to the show.
You probably want to go back to the other trend line that shows things aren't that bad if you want people to continue to fucking listen to you.
Right.
And like continue to get shots and continue to wear masks and whatever.
Right.
Because the way it looks right now, it looks like it's worse than it's ever been. And it's not.
Yeah. It's actually quite the opposite.
And if I scroll down, I can find vaccinations. Massachusetts, 94% has gotten one dose and 76% is fully vaccinated. So
my only question that I don't expect you to answer. So this could just be a rhetorical question, but have they changed the definition of fully vaccinated? Because it used to be
because it doesn't
one shot of Johnson & Johnson or 2 shots of the other. They've been rumoring now to include a booster to be considered fully vaccinated.
Yeah, so they haven't changed the definition when it comes to showing how good their reporting is. So Massachusetts isn't going to change the definition for showing how good our population is.
Yeah.
Because it only hurts them to take that away.
Isn't that funny too that we're talking about like openly about like an entity just changing definitions of stuff? That's pretty
Yeah.
cool, right? Pretty awesome.
Yep, pretty good.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't make sense for them to now change the definition because fully vaccinated is 76% of the state. That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to drop that down to fucking 40 to 50, 60, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't think they'll change it. Even like the Boston thing. It was like you need to have 1 dose by now at least, and you need to have 2 doses by February, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't specify otherwise. It's just 2 doses.
Right. Right.
So how did we get on that? What was the point of me pulling up the fact that you can look up the numbers? So people can like peacock how good they did.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They're not. Like, it's not going that good. If you look at.
Yeah. Well, not yet. I mean, we still got time. It's only January. I'm saying July. There's still 7 months before they start peacocking.
Okay. But I was going to say, yeah, because right now it's like they still wanted to make it seem like it's a big deal. So you still get your shots and you still wear your mask and you still do whatever and fucking God knows what.
Yeah.
Check IDs at the door, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like they still want you to do those things. So they're still going to try to paint a picture that it's not, think like things aren't good.
Right. Right.
Which is what they're doing.
Yeah. So. And I mean, it's not that hard. Like if 2 idiots like us can figure this out, like it shouldn't be that hard for most people to kind of figure out what's going on.
Right? It should be hard though, because you and I question things. People don't question things.
Yeah, that's fair.
They just say, oh, well, the news said this. Yeah. Did you think that maybe the news isn't telling you the truth? Well, why would they lie to me?
Why would they lie to me? Why wouldn't
they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why wouldn't they? They want you to watch, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, you sound like you listen to Joe Rogan.
I don't.
And it's like,
that's the thing. Like, I don't. Well,
yeah, actually.
You do. You did before. It was like fucking cool.
Yeah. I've been listening to Joe Rogan for, I don't know, probably dude, like in my 7 head, years.
No matter what, Joe Rogan's always is and will be from Fear Factor.
Fear Factor guy. Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was on Fear Factor and also Chappelle's show with
you
Tyrone
have great,
Tyrone Biggums
great
went on
New
Fear
York
Factor.
boobs. He was in the very first episode, the Chappelle show, episode number 1. When he was giving out the ribbons for great New York boobs. He was like, look, it's my friend, comedian Joe Rogan. And he's like, hey, Dave, what the fuck is going on?
And Fear Factor guy, Chappelle show, hey, Joe Rogan. What else? What else do I know him from? Is that it?
Probably. I mean, he's been a stand-up forever, like comedian.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of his stand-up.
So I actually, I saw this on Twitter earlier, and I think it's really, really accurate. It's from Tamika Hamilton, which I don't know who that is. She's a blue check mark, but she's candidate for Congress, California 6th district, whatever. So she tweeted yesterday, something like that, and goes, the reason Joe Rogan has the biggest audience in America right now isn't because people agree with everything that he says. People just want to hear discourse and discussions without the filter and constant bickering of cable news. America just wants to dialogue again. And I saw that and I was like, wow, that is actually really fucking true. Because there's plenty of people that listen to Joe Rogan that don't agree with him. Like, I don't agree with him on everything. Like I said, I've been listening to him for probably like 7 or 8 years at this point. And there's plenty of stuff that I disagree with him on. And I still listen to him. I still like him. But the other thing too is like, he's not the news. You know what I mean? He's not filtered. He doesn't spin the stuff. He just asks general questions. And he has like interesting, smart people on. And when he has them on, he asks them a lot of questions. And people like that. Because he's like he's a genuinely curious person. And it's like, oh yeah, but the news told me this. It's like, well, maybe the news doesn't really know what the fuck is going on. Yeah, but they're the news. It's a trusted source of media. It's not that trusted. Like legitimately, Now, there's plenty of things where I would not go to Joe Rogan for. But actually, let me change that. I don't go to Joe Rogan himself for anything, right? Like, I don't.
Maybe MMA.
Yeah, MMA opinions and like comedy. But I'm not sitting there being like, I wonder what Joe Rogan has to say about the cosmos. No. But he has
an astro fucking.
He has Neil deGrasse Tyson on, or I'm blanking on the dude's name, Spencer. He's got this astrophysicist on. Like, let's just go Neil deGrasse Tyson. So he's got him on the podcast. I want to know what Neil deGrasse Tyson has to say and his opinions on things. It just so happens that he's on the Joe Rogan podcast. Again, I don't really give a fuck what Joe Rogan thinks about the cosmos, right? I want to know what Neil deGrasse Tyson has to say about the cosmos. Literally anything, right? I don't really give a fuck what Joe Rogan has to say about health and fitness. I think, truthfully, after listening to him for, let's call it 8 years, he doesn't really know that much about fitness. Like, he knows some stuff about some stuff, but like, he's still kind of a meathead, and he still makes some comments where I'm like, Joe, that's not really how that works. But again, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, like, we have degrees in this shit and he doesn't, whatever. I don't want to go to Joe Rogan to find out the latest in health and fitness. However, when he has Lane Norton on the show, or Paul Saladino on the show, or recently he had Ben Patrick on the show, who's knees over toes guy on Instagram, I want to know what they have to say. Again, I don't really give two fucks too much about what Joe Rogan thinks and his opinions on things. I care about his guests, right? That's the whole point. And that's why his show is so popular.
Yeah, like, I would say there's only a couple podcasts I listen to that are like a guest driven show. But like, there are podcasts where I'll listen to them only because of the guest.
Right.
Like, actually, I was interviewed on one of them, and I don't listen to half of the episodes except when he has someone decent on as a guest.
Right.
Because I care what the guest has to say.
Right.
But I would never look at it and be like, oh, Scott Fawcett was an asshole on this podcast. How dare Dr. Jeremy McCullough say such things? It's like, no, Scott Fawcett was the asshole, not
right.
The guy asking the questions.
Yeah. And it's like, there's plenty of episodes that I don't listen to. Like when Joe Rogan has like the MMA guys on, I don't listen to that. I like to watch MMA, but I'm not a diehard. I don't give a shit about how to do the perfect triangle, or like when heel hooks got put into the fucking jujitsu. Like, I don't give a shit about that. So I skip those episodes. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of episodes that like he has guests, and I'm like, I don't really think I have anything that I care about what that person has to say. So I'm going to skip it. But like this idea, and now I'm sure that there are plenty of people out there that actually do go to Joe Rogan for certain advice, just because people are generally dumb and the nature that he's so popular. But I think most people probably don't do that. You know what I mean? I think most people probably understand, like, yeah, I'm not going to get my medical advice from Joe Rogan, but if he has a doctor on that's an expert in fucking neurosurgeons, he's a neurosurgeon, right? Or he's some sort of fucking whatever specific kind of doctor, and he's talking about like, well, if you have this X, Y, and Z, and this, you can do that and all this. And if you take X supplement, it's shown to, like, David Sinclair, I think is a good one. He's this anti-aging guy, and he talks about all different ways and things like this. Dr. Mark Gordon was another great one. That's the reason why I originally started taking DHEA and pregnenolone, like stuff like that. Like Joe Rogan, I didn't go there and be like, oh, well, Joe Rogan said I have to take DHEA and pregnenolone, so that's what I'm going to start doing. It's like, no. He had Dr. Mark Gordon on, who talked about the benefits of, as a male, using DHEA with pregnenolone and some other things and vitamin D, and what that can do to help support a healthy hormone profile, especially as you age. Okay, cool. Well, I'm not 19 anymore. I'm also not old, but still, like, your hormones change a lot from 21 to 30. I mean, fuck, they change a lot from 20 to 25 even. So cool, I'm going to do that. But like, I didn't start doing that because of Joe Rogan. I started doing that because of a guest that was on Joe Rogan, who's a legit practicing doctor, who talked about why he recommends that to some of his patients.
No, you did it because of Rogan. Rogan told you to.
Yeah.
Fucking brainwashed, dude.
Dude, Rogan told me to do it.
Fucking brainwashed.
Yeah.
You don't even know how bad you've got it.
So most people are just fucking stupid. They're probably actually the same people that do the Carhartt shit. Have you seen any of those videos going around?
No, but I do own one piece of Carhartt clothing that I really like.
Yeah. So for anyone that's unaware, because I really wasn't aware until very recently, the whole deal with Carhartt and why people are bitching about it is Carhartt as a company announced that they were going to require all of their employees get vaccinated in order to maintain their employment. Despite it being
on first glance, that sounds like a lack of reading the room.
Yes. Yep. 100%.
Now I know Carhartt is a clothing company. Let's not pretend it's something it's not.
Yeah.
But generally, though, like what Carhartt goes to and the people that wear it is more of a blue collar type thing that would meet this with a lot of resistance, I would assume.
Yes, I think that is a very fair assumption. So again, now to be fair, Carhartt is a private company, and despite the federal vaccine mandate being shot down by the Supreme Court, both for private industry and also healthcare workers, because there were two separate rulings. The original ruling from the Supreme Court was it's unconstitutional for the federal government to require private businesses to have a vaccine mandate. However, they still allowed it for federal employees and healthcare workers. And then like a week later, they were like, yeah, actually, that also does actually apply to federal and healthcare workers. So you can't do that either. So now across the board, Supreme Court has said no to vaccine mandates at a federal enforcement level. However, Carhartt is a private company. They can set their own rules and regulations and do whatever they want. And this is part of the thing that I talked about with my previous employer. They were a private company. They could do anything they wanted. They could require whatever you need. And I respected that. Like, there was no ill will there. Like, I was not be like, fuck them, fuck this. Like, no, they're allowed to do that. And I'm also allowed to not work for them anymore. So that's why I quit. So Carhartt did the same thing. They required all of their employees to show proof of vaccination in order to maintain their employment. And people did not like that. So my thing, where I get off the bus or get off the train, I don't know how that saying goes.
On the wagon, off the wagon.
Yeah. Yeah. This is where I get off the wagon. Where's the bourbon? Is people are posting videos like burning all of their Carhartt stuff and like cutting it up and ripping it and destroying it. And I look at that and I say, you guys are fucking idiots, because Carhartt does not give a fuck, right? That you just burnt their $350 jacket, because they already got the money from you. They got your money. However, like, if it was 10 years ago, if it was 3 years ago, if it was 6 months ago, they got their money. And now you're like, fuck them. I'll show them. I'll burn it and I'll put it on TikTok Or like, I'll burn it and put it on Instagram. So everyone else, so I get street cred, right? That's what it's all about. It's virtue signaling on the other side. It's conservative virtue signaling. It's fuck them. Yeah, look at me. I'm awesome. I'm destroying my Carhartt stuff. First of all, you're an idiot because that's a $300 jacket. And is actually a really nice jacket. And two, you already paid for it. So the company doesn't give a fuck what you do with it. Like there have been a couple people that I saw that were like, I'm going to donate all my stuff and give it away. Cool. Yeah. You get it. Like you actually get it. Like there's some of the guys at Fieldcraft Survival, like Mike Glover and Kevin Estella. They donated all their Carhartt stuff. They just gave it all away to whatever shelters and all that stuff. Cool. Like they actually get it, right? That's a sign of a mildly intelligent person versus I'm going to destroy my jacket and put the video on social media.
Look at me.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, I own multiple different things from Carhartt, and I'm going to keep fucking wearing them because they're really comfortable, especially right now. They're really good at keeping me warm when it's cold as balls. And I paid money for that, and I'm not rich. So I don't like have the ability to pay a lot of money for something and then just kind of like throw it away or cut it up or burn it or do whatever. So yeah, that's the whole Carhartt thing. So the people are just fucking stupid.
I just love it too. It's like people take that much ownership over everything they buy. Like you don't bat an eye at getting Apple stuff.
Right.
So that's my thing is like, so Carhartt has that requirement. Like, so were all those social media videos filmed with a Droid? Or were they filmed on an iPhone?
Yeah.
Because in order to walk into an Apple store, you have to be vaccinated.
Yep.
So if you're going to hate Carhartt, again, I hope you have a Droid.
Also, where and how do you think all those iPhones are made? In China by slaves. So,
well, is there a vaccine mandate? Because we don't care about anything else. But then never mind. It's like, well, then if you get, what do I have? The Moto G, whatever, because I have a Droid. Moto G something. I don't know. But it's powered by Google. You think Google doesn't have a vaccine mandate in place?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just like, I mean, I know it's like the thing to do is just be hypocritical in any way, shape, or form. But it's like, yeah, you burned your Carhartt jacket, but you probably filmed it with an iPhone.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like sick.
Like you're
it's like then if you
moron.
didn't, what did you film it with? Because if it was a phone powered by Google, I assume they have the same deal going.
Yeah.
And then if not, and it was a Samsung, well, what's Samsung doing? I don't know. Like I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people are assholes.
Yeah. They really are.
No, it's just fucking dumb fucks.
People really are so fucking stupid.
It's awful.
Yeah. I saw that the other day too. I forget what it was. It might have been on Twitter. It might have been like I forget, it might have been Uberfax or something, where it was like most people think that they're a lot smarter than they really are. I might have retweeted it or something.
Yeah, I saw that too. It's everyone. It's there's a no, is it a phobia? No, it's a condition. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. Is it a condition? It's something, it's called something. Like there's a name for it.
Yeah, it's like sofa, cinna.
Yeah, I think I tagged you in it actually.
Slippy, slappy, Samsonite.
Sophomaniac, a sophomaniac, a person who believes they're a lot smarter than they actually are.
Yeah, that's quite literally everyone.
It's quite literally everybody. Yes. Oh no, dude, I'm so smart. Yeah, okay. You're a fucking moron. You're not as smart as you think you are. That's like, I think that's one of the signs of, I think that's one of the actual signs of intelligence, right? Is that when people are like, well, I mean, like you have someone like Elon Musk, right? And you ask him a question, who's clearly one of, if not the smartest fucking person in the world. And he's like, well, I mean, I don't know about that. I have to think more, figure it out. Like, that's really when you're at, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a different level there. Like if you ask a smart person a question, they'll be like, I am not really sure. Like, I need to find out more information and probably get back to you. Where if you ask a moron a question, they're like, oh no, I know the answer to that. It's this.
Yeah.
And it's like, but is it?
Yeah, it's high school kids. Same thing.
Yeah, they have the answer for everything.
Like that. Like, so the other day, someone asked me, like one of the girls, because I was talking about gambling on sports, which is great, but whatever. She asked me, she goes, I have a question. She's like, why did you say that you can bet in New Hampshire, but you can't do it here? So I try to go through the whole thing. And it's like every fucking 2 seconds, one of them has to fucking interrupt me with their goddamn input, which is wrong every fucking time.
Yes.
And I'm not the smartest person in the world. I just say, like, this is what's happening here. This is what's happening in New Hampshire. This is the difference. Like, da 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 da. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No, it's because of this. Actually, you're wrong.
Yeah. Oh, isn't it because of that? No, stop.
Yeah. It's literally, what is that called? The Dunning-Kruger Effect, right? That's one of my favorite, it's one of my favorite things. That's the chart of the X and Y axis is how much you actually know versus how much you think you know.
Yeah.
So like the Dunning-Kruger effect, you guys can Google it or DuckDuckGo or whatever. It's the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's like a line that starts in the corner of the chart, and then it starts out really slow, and then it immediately shoots way up. So it's like when you learn a little bit about a subject, you immediately think you know everything. And then as it continues on and you learn more, there's a drastic drop off because you realize you actually don't know shit about it. And then it slowly rises back up, probably to about 50% of the previous peak. And then it just kind of like levels off and plateaus, where you get to a point where like you realize you're never really going to know everything about the subject. It's amazing. Dunning-Kruger effect, again, one of my favorite fucking things. That's how you know, probably a good indication of how you know you're dealing with a moron is when they feel like they know everything.
Unless you're me, because I know everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, me too. I do know everything, but for other people, it's different.
It is different for other people.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there is some things that like you can know a little bit about a lot of stuff. Like, I don't pretend to be an expert really in much of anything outside of like the fitness world. But I know a little bit about a lot of stuff, right? It probably, I would say it's 90% driven because of this show, this podcast, right? Like I feel like I have to keep up to date on shit and like know what's going on just because like I'm going to talk about it. The other thing is I listen to Joe Rogan a lot. But it is true, right? It's his guests, right? It is his guests.
No,
like when his guests talk about cool shit,
those guys are just puppets of him.
You learn it and you remember it. So it's like that's the other thing too, is people mix that up a lot. I would say this is probably me. This is a good definition of me. I'm not a learned person on all of these topics, right? So when I say I know a little bit about a lot of stuff, I didn't take the time to really learn all of it. I just remembered something that an expert said on it. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference, right? Like I didn't go and like learn the information and then retain a little bit about it. I like heard the expert who was on Joe Rogan or on its X podcast, right? Because I listen to a bunch of different podcasts. So I heard this one, like I heard Dr. Rhonda Patrick, who is phenomenal, talk about, diet and nutrition and stuff. So that is actually in kind of my field of study, but
Yeah, but she's a lot. So this is the thing though, because every time, so I know what a lot of people would consider. I know a lot about sports performance broken down into speed, agility, conditioning, strength training, whatever. And then obviously like training for golf.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I know a lot about. But if you really want to move further into those things, there are people just like doing circles around me.
Yeah.
With each and every aspect of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know way more than most people. But at the same time, when someone starts talking force plates, it's like, oh no.
Yeah. How many newtons is that?
It's like force velocity profiling. And I'm like,
yeah,
holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess like, let's say
when people get
stuff.
but I fucking don't even care about politics. And I try to like,
yeah. But so what I'm going to say is like
enough attention.
Anything that I have through like politics and like knowledge, I didn't learn by reading political books or combing through paper or, like research stuff.
No, and
I learned because I hear other people talk about it on different podcasts.
Yeah, it's not what we do. It's like, so when I was so part of what I had to explain to the kids was why we don't have sports betting in Massachusetts. I didn't go and read the documents stemming from the Senate when they voted it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I have a couple people that cover it or are in the know, and I just listen to what they say.
Right.
And I sprinkle in my opinions about, how someone's paying someone, and I don't know who or why.
Right. Exactly.
But it ain't me, and it ain't the right person.
Yeah. So that's like one of those things, right? Because like I said, I feel like it's a good representation of me, right? Like I'm not out here purporting to be an expert on anything, but like I do know a little bit about a lot, but I know a little bit about a lot, not because like it's firsthand knowledge. Like a lot of it is second and third hand knowledge that I essentially just like regurgitate, right? Like and I know it's probably accurate because it came from someone who's an expert, who's way fucking smarter than me. So like, you know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of like I have conversations with a lot of different kinds of people, and sometimes I'll say something and it'll be like, yeah, like they just discount it because it comes from me, right? Which is fine, right? Like whatever, I'm an idiot, but like I know that it's most likely correct because it's not my original thought.
Yeah,
like it came from someone who's actually really smart and is an expert in this stuff. So like, that's cool that you don't want to listen to me because you think the information's just coming to me. But like 75% of the time, like the information isn't actually coming from me. I'm just saying what someone else said. I'm just really good at memory. Like I have a really good memory, right? And I'm really good at like retention. So I could go through school and like never take notes. Like I never had to take notes because I could just listen to people talk and just get it. Like I just retain information. And it's the same thing. Like I'm not like, again, like I'm not out here like, oh yeah, I know this, or I know that, I know all the answers to this. It's like, well, no, I do know the answer to that, but it's not because I know it. It's because I heard someone else talk about it.
Which honestly is how it should be, because most people aren't experts in anything.
Yeah.
Yet they try to be.
Yeah. And like, I'll tell you that too, because there've been a couple people that'll be like, where'd you get that from? You know what I mean? Like I'll say something fucking weird and they'll be like, how do you know that? And I'll be like, oh, I heard it on a podcast. Like, I'm not going to sit there and pretend like, oh yeah, no, I read this book. No, I heard it on a podcast.
I formulated my own thesis.
Yeah. And then people are like, oh, okay. And then sometimes depending on who it is, they're like, what's a podcast? And it's like, oh God, let's not do this. Let's not have this conversation.
Never mind.
Yeah, never mind. You're right. I'm wrong.
No, it actually wasn't a podcast. It was a radio program.
That was my stories. My stories are coming on. Let me see. All right, one more thing before we get to final thoughts. So 2 episodes ago, we did the celebrity death pool, right?
Yep.
We already are very bad at this. So
we always have been.
Yeah, right. 2021 was the only year we were actually good at it.
Never mind. We picked, what did we end up picking? What, maybe 30 people if we took every name that got thrown out there?
Roughly, there was 5 of us. There were 20. There was probably 20.
Okay, because I thought Jones just went on a list of like, he threw out like 7 people, whatever, not important. There's a lot of fucking people that die a year. We're not going to get them all.
Right. No.
And we're not going to hit all of ours either.
But it's just funny because literally, but part of the reason why I was like, we got to get this going is because, well, Betty White died in 2021 still, but she died. And then Bob Saget died. Right. So I was like, fuck, man, like we got
it was probably three deaths. I don't know.
We got to get this death pool going. Like we got to get this out there because we're missing, right? We're missing names. So we get all of our names. We do it. I think literally the next day. This shows how bad we are. The oldest person in the United States died.
Remember though, I talked about this.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I do remember.
I talked about this. Just because they're old doesn't mean they're a celebrity.
Correct.
So that's the one parameter is outside of Jones taking himself. The person was supposed to be a celebrity, not just old.
Yeah. So
never mind. If you find someone who's 117 in India, they might have 13 more years. Like
right. So the oldest person alive in the United States was 115. They died literally like the day after.
They don't fit the criteria.
This past week, like only like within probably 4 or 5 days, Meatloaf died. It was tough. Me and Finn were going back and forth talking about that because if you've been around us,
you obviously 3 a.m.
You obviously know this, but
Meatloaf sesh. Yeah,
that was a thing for me and Finn for a while. If we were still up and drinking like around 2 a.m., 3 a.m., more often than not, we started doing karaoke to Meatloaf. And it was just me and him. That was it. So, well, no, if Jaimo was around, Jaimo would partake sometimes. But yeah, we would crush Meatloaf karaoke and RIP to Meatloaf. That was a sad day. And then I think literally the same day or the next day, Louis Anderson died. So it's like, damn. So, but the other thing too is like Meatloaf was probably 60. No, he was in his 70s. And I think Louis Anderson was like 67.
Yeah, we're not going to hit those guys.
Yeah. And it was one of those like, fuck. Because I know like when I do it, I try and spread out the ages. Like I try not to get all old people. This year, I think I did go mostly old people though, except for Lamar Odom.
But yeah, I went 2 olds and 2 less than olds.
But it's so hard to like Bob Saget, right? Who the fuck is going to put Bob Saget on their list? Like,
no
you know what I mean? Like, how are you going to know that he's going to die? Like, there's going to be like, you could pick, that would be like Al Michaels, right? Be like, yeah, Al Michaels is going to die. It's like such a fucking shot in the dark. Like, it's so hard to do that with people in their 50s and 60s. And even early 70s, like I think Meatloaf might have been like 71 or something. Like it wasn't super old. It's so hard. It's so hard. But moral of the story is we suck. And we've whiffed on a lot of people so far. But the year is young, right? We're only 23 days into, or 24 when this comes out, into the year. So I
don't plan on hitting one of mine. Just so we're clear.
You're gonna hit them all now.
I got someone who's 104, 105 or some shit, and that person's gonna live until like 200 now.
Yeah. They're gonna be the oldest person ever in the history of time. Oh yeah, I'm looking at your thing now. I think you're the road dog was a good one, Jesse James.
Yeah,
but that's one that's good, right? That's like a 50, 60, like, oh yeah, my God.
He's only like 54 or something.
Yeah, like that's a good one. So yeah. I guess it's time to wrap things up. I was just reading the who was on the death pool.
So this has been on my list for a while, which is actually even funnier because it's a long thing. I bought a humidor for right after Christmas, like a 15 cigar humidor. And, it's got like the little thing that you fill it with water and you throw it in and it humidifies, whatever.
Yeah.
So I get it. And it comes with a little dropper. And it's like, oh, drop 10 drops into the little humidifier thing. Like, okay, 10 drops. And they're like, wait so many hours, and it should be between 60 and 75% humidity. Like, all right. Actually, I did this during the lottery thing, the whole lottery debacle.
Oh, yeah.
So it was last year. It wasn't quite the new year. Okay, it was right around Christmas. So I put the 10 drops in. This thing gets to like fucking 50. I'm like, okay, that doesn't seem right. 10 more drops. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, not for nothing. The cigars are out anyway. I'll just put them in the humidor because it can't be any worse.
Right.
Being in a humidor versus not in a humidor, because it's the same fucking thing, even if it's not up to its humidity. So 10 more drops, maybe 53. 10 more drops, maybe 55, something like that. And I'm like, okay. So I throw the thing like right underneath the sink. I know you're supposed to use distilled water, whatever. I don't care. So I throw the thing underneath the sink, throw it back in. I'm like, all right, I got it up to like 60. I'm like, okay, that's progress. Like, all right, so we'll just work on that. So I would just like to let it be known that I am such a huge loser that I can't even get a fucking humidor to humidity.
To the humidity.
No matter what I do, I can't get this thing above 62%. No matter what I do. Now, anyone listening that actually smokes cigars, has a humidor, knows what they're talking about. Yes, I know I can buy the Bovada packets. I'm probably going to. I know I can do that. I haven't. So if you're sitting there yelling at the fucking screen to get the packets, I know. Stop ruining my final thought. So it's like, I like put extra water in, hot water, cold water, don't matter. Can't get it above fucking 62 or something. Now, luckily that's within the range, but right. I don't know. It says it should be higher. So, yes, humidor bitching me out right now. So maybe it's because I bought a cheap humidor, but I don't know. I didn't really intend on having that many cigars. And then I hit that lottery ticket and I bought some cigars. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I like cigars, but
right.
I don't know a ton about them. I don't buy them a ton. It's fucking freezing here. I haven't smoked one.
Right.
I don't even know. The last cigar I smoked was at your house before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I think. Yep. That was probably the last one I had too.
And I'm just like, it's been fucking freezing.
Yeah.
Like there was one day where I considered it and there was like fucking 15 outside. I go, I'm not fucking standing out there. Fuck that.
Yeah. What am I going to do? Sit outside in 7-degree weather just so I can smoke a cigar?
No. And it's like, I'm not going to build a fire. It's like, I don't give a fuck how hot of a fire I build. It's still fucking cold out there.
Yeah, your back is going to get pretty fucking cold.
This is not worth a cigar.
Right.
Luckily for me, so like I was alluding to, they do sell like packets and gel sticks where you just kind of put them in with it and it should get it up to humidity. I don't know. I probably fucked that up too, even though you just literally place it in. But who fucking knows?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put anything past us.
I can fuck up anything, I think.
Yeah, same. Pretty good at it. All right. Well, so my final thought, I got good news, right? Because I know everyone out there was wondering. Everyone was thinking a lot about M&Ms, right? And the M&Ms commercials and all the characters that have been going around. I know it's been a big piece of everyone's mind over the last few years that
Still trying to figure out why I should give a shit right now.
the characters weren't really inclusive enough.
Why?
So luckily, Mars, the parent company of M&Ms, has realized that. They've heard our cries. They've heard everything that we've been complaining about for years, right? It's been all over the news, all over social media for as long as I can remember. People really complaining about, the M&M characters in commercials. And they've heard us. And M&Ms are going to now become more inclusive. They have put out a statement that says, quote, they've announced a global commitment to creating a world where everyone feels they belong and society is inclusive. Because Mars and M&Ms are really, really what was holding us back. Now, thankfully, now that the characters and the commercials are now going to change and be more inclusive, now we're going to start to see our problems solved in the world. I think Russia will probably decide not to invade the Ukraine. COVID will probably disappear. Black people will probably stop being incarcerated at a ridiculously high level, all because of Mars, right? The Mars company and M&Ms changing their characters. So I think they've solved the problem.
So how exactly are they going to make cartoon M&Ms more inclusive?
Well, the green M&M,
Yeah.
the woman that did. Let's test this out. Do you know what kind of shoes the green M&M used to wear?
I mean, I guess if you're saying it, probably heels.
Yep. Yeah. Good guess. Well, now she's going to wear sneakers. So the green M&M is ditching her high heels for sneakers.
Okay.
Because again, quote from the M&M website, I think we all win when we see more women in leading roles. So I'm happy to take on the part of supportive friend when they succeed, the green M&M said on the website. Another character, the brown M&M, described her motto as, quote, not bossy, just the boss, end quote.
Okay.
I mean, could anything be less important than what the fucking M&M characters are in a commercial?
When was the last time I even saw the green M&M in a fucking commercial?
I don't know. Probably the Super Bowl commercial. Like, when is the last time I've even seen an M&M's commercial? Probably the Super Bowl, because I don't really watch that much TV, so I don't see M&M's commercials. It's like only in the Super Bowl.
That seems dumb.
It is very dumb. It's so stupid. Talk about like trying to make shit a problem and then being like, oh no, we're going to help solve it. It's like, well, it wasn't really a problem to begin with. So you guys can get off your high horse because you're not really solving a problem that existed. You like created it in your head. But my favorite part about this is gay Twitter has just absolutely erupted. They think they have shredded Mars. They've been like, let the green M&M slay, like, fuck, like, yes, queen, like all that stuff. They've been like, don't take away her high heels, let her be whatever. It's actually, from what I've seen, it's backfired quite a bit.
Imagine that.
Yeah. At least on gay Twitter, which I have a plug into that as well, from a couple different people actually that we went to Well, one kid we went to high school with, and then a couple people that we went to college with. I follow them on Twitter, and they always retweet some shit. And like how Nikos is our plug into Black Twitter.
Yep.
They are my plug into gay Twitter.
I heard at the gym that Scottish Twitter is pretty good. But the only problem with Scottish Twitter is they type like they speak.
Oh, God.
So sometimes it's barely comprehensible.
Yeah.
Also, I guess along on that note, there's also YouTube videos of Scottish people trying to say phrases that they literally cannot say.
That's awesome.
I don't know what the phrases are, but
yeah, that's funny. That might be worth a watch. We gotta find,
they literally cannot say it though.
We gotta find some Scotsmen. Ian, I mean, Ian's a Scotsman, right? He's part Scottish.
Yeah, but he's not. He's Canadian.
Yeah. He'll be on the show on Tuesday. Well, I guess Thursday. He'll be on Thursday's show for you guys.
We'll talk to him on Tuesday.
Yeah, we got...
he's of Scottish heritage, and his name is spelt in a Scottish spelling, but he is from Nova Scotia.
He's Canadian, eh?
Not Scotland.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Our next episode again, Ian McMillan from the Bacon Bits podcast is coming back on the show. He was with us in July, August.
Preseason, before the season.
Yeah, it was before the NFL season kicked off. So we're going to catch up with him again. He's starting a golf podcast. We're going to try and get Bob to be his co-host. I'm going to ask him if Bet-Sided is hiring. He has no idea what he's getting himself into.
I mean, I have legitimate questions for him and legitimate things.
I did see that too. I have a couple like legit things for him too. But I mean, the name of the show is Sarcasm Speaks. Like, we're gonna have some fun.
Yes.
And also, like, as much as it's being fun, like, I am being totally serious. Like, if we talked to him on Tuesday night and I was like, hey man, is Bet-Sided hiring? Like, you think I could get a job? And if he was like, yeah, I would literally quit LA Fitness like that day. So we'll see.
The only problem is they might want someone who actually is in sports media.
I am. I write for Ultimate Sports Network.
Oh, true. Yeah. Send me your portfolio.
I have a portfolio. I have a portfolio of work. So, so that's going to be the next episode. In that note, that's going to do it for us. So thanks for watching. Again, hammer the like button, subscribe, review, rate, all that fun shit. YouTube, audio, wherever you listen. Spotify now allows you to rate. So make sure you're on Spotify. You give us 5 stars. Thank you to mybookie.com. Go to mybookie.com. Use a promo code SarcasmPod to double your first deposit up to $1,000 over there. Also, thank you to grillyourassoff.com. The same promo code SarcasmPod at grillyourassoff.com will get you 15% off your entire order every single time you check out. Multi-use coupon, good on everything. The world's best seasonings. They've got meat thermometers. What are those called? Tongs, aprons, t-shirts, hats, mugs, barbecue sauces, pickles. They've literally everything. Grillyourassoff.com is amazing. I use them almost every single time that I cook. So grillyourassoff.com, promo code SarcasmPod for 15% off everything over there. I actually got to buy some more seasonings soon. So I will be using my own promo code for that. I've used it. Yeah, why not? Right. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. Our Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. So until next time, good night.